It'll say when we're live. This is Hangouts on Air is live. So
Ding, ding.
we're live.
Ding.
Hello
Awesome.
everyone, this is Brian here, Milky Way Weekly. Hopefully you can hear me. I've got two lovely and talented ladies with me tonight. Anya Tech, is there Tyke? How do you pronounce
Hello,
your last name?
everybody.
Hi, Anya.
And
Hi,
Sue.
everyone.
So, hi, Brian.
You're so funny. All right.
Go ahead. I got some technical difficulties.
Okay. All right. We'll just take it, run with it then, Brian. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if everyone can hear us. Are we even live?
Yep, we're live as far as I know.
Okay, awesome. So we were gonna talk about chakras tonight, and I know Anya was saying that she's does chakra healing, and I do some chakra healing. We do it in different ways, but our own ways, which is really interesting. So I'm just gonna, if it's all right with you, Anya, I'm gonna go over it, share my screen, and go just the basics of chakras, just in case. Just give everybody a working knowledge, because Brian found this really awesome chakra chart, and it actually goes all the way up to 20, what was it, 22? Oh, I can't see it very well. 22 chakras, but we're going to concentrate on the bottom 7, which are the physical chakras. And Anya, if you have anything that you want to add as I'm kind of going through this, you just
you go ahead.
Jump in, okay?
You go ahead.
Okay, so we're going to start the base or the root chakra, and this chart was interesting because it gives some Indian words over here on the right hand side, and the word that goes. And I didn't have a chance. I know what some of these words.
Somebody's got an echo going.
Who is it? Me? I'm talking. Who is it?
I don't know.
Okay, should I keep talking then, or no?
Go ahead.
Is there a way to fix it? The echo? No? Yes? Maybe? I can't see anything because I've got my share screen up, so I can't see if you're nodding or talking. Anyway, I'm just going to go on then. So the root chakra is your base, your sense of belonging, your career, your money chakra. When that chakra is blocked, will have problems with money. You'll have job issues. You may or may not be able to find your place or have a sense of belonging in the world. So those are signs that your root chakra is blocked. The second chakra, this orange one, is the sacral chakra. They call it the polarity chakra. This is the pleasure center. And when this chakra is blocked, there's a lot of guilt and shame around pleasure, and that can be any form of pleasure, because a lot of times people have trouble enjoying themselves and letting themselves go just to feel pleasure because they feel guilty about it for one reason or another. It's kind of our ingrained training. I think, you're always people pleasers and putting others before you. The third chakra is the solar plexus chakra.
It's also for the root chakra. It's also, what they mostly teach you in childhood. It's dirty, it's that, and then later on, when you find out it's not dirty at all, the guilt comes in, right? Because it's deep in your mind too.
That's a good point. Does that tie into both the chakras, the root and the sacral?
Yeah, the sacral. Yeah, I mean the sacral, not the root. Sorry.
Well, either way, they're kind of tied together. I think you see where you have one, you kind of have the other. But anyway, the solar plexus, I think that's the seat of the soul, and I think there's no coincidence that it's solar, connecting to the sun, and that's our center of personal power. And when you're blocked here, you have low self-esteem. You obviously you don't have a real sense of your own power. People are kind of can control you. Again, low self-esteem, and don't see yourself in a really favorable light. The third chakra they show is green. This is green and pink. It's the heart chakra, and obviously that's the love center. That's
Hey,
the area.
turn
What?
a little bit.
What, Ryan?
Turn down your volume a little bit.
Am I really loud? Sorry. I don't know how to turn down my volume.
Just turn here. It's getting feedback. I'm getting a loop.
Okay. I have absolutely no idea how to turn down my volume.
You don't know how to turn down the volume on your computer?
No?
Is it loud? Yeah, I found it okay.
Getting feedback, but it's all right.
Oh,
Just
okay.
keep going.
Because I don't. Where would it be? Would it be over here on the bottom? Here. No, that's my.
Yep.
That's my sound.
It's on the bottom.
Yes. Is that better?
Your sound is what I want down.
Okay.
Yeah, that's way better.
Okay, I can't hear now. We'll just keep rambling senselessly. I can't see. I can't hear. I'm totally flying blind now. Okay, so I was talking about the heart chakra, relationships. That's your love center, your ability to connect with people. And so when that is blocked, you have relationship issues in all aspects of your life. Your family relationships, your love relationships. That's the heart chakra. And then the next one up. You got something to say, Anya?
I said, yeah, that there's a lot in the heart chakra, like family issues, as you said, love, self-love. That's like the main chakra for me.
Yeah, and for all of us. And self-love, that's a really good point, because I did not say that, and that's true. That's
self-love.
What?
Yeah, the self-love, that's what I mean. You can block yourself easily with the self-love.
And that, to me, puts the solar plexus, the solar chakra and the heart chakra together, the self-love and the personal power, they really go hand in hand. And then both of those track up to the throat chakra, which is obviously the communication center and being able to express yourself. And when that's blocked, you have a hard time speaking your truth and communicating and feeling heard. I think a lot of middle children would have this. I'm a middle child, and I'm always feel like nobody hears me, or for many years felt that way. That's throat chakra issues. The next one up is the third eye chakra, the intuition, the pineal gland, the intuition center. And when that is blocked, you have trouble making decisions, or you have a lot of trouble listening to your inner guidance and making the right decisions. That's a big one. And maybe Anya, you can talk about this when we're finished with this, on the herbs. I know there's herbs for this chakra. I know of some ways to keep that one clear. And then the last one in the physical body is the crown chakra, which is the connection to source. And when you're blocked in there, you don't believe in source. And obviously then you have no connection to source. And I think there'd be just an amazing sense of aloneness if you don't feel that there's any kind of source. So these
have no connection to anything.
Yeah, that's a good point. No connection to anything. I can't imagine not feeling a connection to source. I would think a lot of people do, even if they deny it. But so these are the third dimensional chakras.
Sorry, Sue.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have that blocked also because that's why, they don't feel that they belong anywhere, Yeah. Like they don't believe in anything. They don't feel anything. They totally feel alone because they can't receive anything, any vibes, any energy, any love, right? Because it's like blocks. It's like a cork in all the other chakras.
It's like a cork in all the other chakras. Well, that's really interesting. That makes a lot of sense too. If that one's blocked, they're all going to be blocked. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I find, I'm not saying it's right. I just noticed that when I did healings with people, I noticed that a lot, that if this is blocked, nothing else will go through. Or if the sacral chakra is closed, Nothing
Right.
will go in and nothing will go out. There is no flow. So either one of them I have to open first before I get to the others. That's just my experience.
Interesting.
I'm not saying it's right. It's just what I experienced.
That makes a lot of sense to me. And I would think the root chakra too, but I don't know as much about that as far as that goes with you. The root chakra is another big one. If that one's blocked, I don't know. But so anyway, these are the third dimensional ones. And I saw this chart recently in a different form and saw that there are chakras. Now in this chart, they're calling it fourth dimensional chakras, which I find really interesting. So if we're living in the third, fourth dimension right now, all of these chakras are probably active. I don't have a whole lot of experience with this level of chakra, and then we go up into what would be coming in if there is a shift to the 5D. These, which I can't see these all. Hang on, let me make this bigger. No, I can't quite get. There's 22 of them. I can't get the 22nd one to come in. But I just wanted to show these because I thought it was interesting. I'd never really come across the concept before of, and then when I was meditating the other day, I was running a spiral of energy up through my chakras, and I had seen the chart through the 13th chakra or something, and so I ran up with that. And then I thought, oh, look, there's more. And I could see them in meditation. And Brian and I were talking about this, and they just went on, infinitely, an infinite amount of chakras. And Brian, you made a good point about that. Do you remember what exactly you said?
What was the
Brian?
Huh?
Do you remember what you said about the chakras going on and on? No?
I think this is the only ones that are recorded. I think the sky's the limit, really. Who knows how many chakras there are?
Well, you had said something about it going on infinitely to source. I mean, directly, just chakra after chakra, all the way infinitely to source, who is infinite in himself or herself, right?
That's just my theory. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me that it would go all the way to source.
Yeah, that's what you said. That's exactly what you said. It would go all the way to source.
Yeah.
And I wonder if the colors have that much of influence, because you see, I work so much with colors depending on what I do, with who I do what, right? Healings.
Yeah.
That I see so many different colors, and not only on the chakras, that what like the colors that they say. I sometimes see yellow on the throat chakra. Sometimes I see white gold or white purple, or like light, right? White with a touch, like it says here, light golden white, and it's just colors that are filled. I can't even explain what I see, but colors are very important for me.
Well,
And
colors are very important, and it's interesting with all of the, speaking of colors and all of the root or the third dimensional chakras, these all connect with different stones and crystals. You think of the color and like red jasper for the root chakra, or lapis for the third eye. So if you're trying to work with a particular chakra, or you feel that you're blocked in an area, you want to get a stone that matches the color. Citrine would be for the sacral. Cannot remember. I can't remember the name of some of the orange stones off the top of my head, but do you know any, Anya?
Selenite, isn't that a little orangey?
Selenite. I forget what color selenite is. I'm going to think of green ones. Green aventurine for the heart chakra, or malachite.
I can stone here, what I call it.
And amethyst. Quartz. I think quartz, even though it's clear, quartz for the crown chakra, and amethyst. And I was curious about, and I was asking you earlier about herbs and the chakras. I'm gonna take this off. Oh, what was that?
Was me?
Yeah, what was it? What was that stone?
I didn't do nothing.
No, didn't you just show a stone?
Oh, what I showed. Oh, yes.
Yeah. What was it? That's really pretty. What is the stone?
I'm not sure. I think it's my dragon stone.
That's really cool. Okay, so I took down the chart. I can bring it back up if you want. But I was curious about your herbs and the chakras. And what do you do when you're healing the chakras? You were talking a little bit about it, but so tell us your process.
Well, you see, it's I can't even explain my work. It's like different from everything what I hear, right? Like I don't channel. This is not happening to me at all. Nothing will take over that body of mine ever.
Nothing wrong with that.
And I'm not judging anybody that does channeling in our community, right? I'm sure they know what they're doing. It's just my personal opinion. Nothing will get in here. Because I live the witch path, and we call it invoking. So, and this is like very, very, very rare, and only with another person in a room, and only for certain rituals or healings. So I'm very careful who I give my body to enter. And
so do you use the stones and stuff in your chakra healing?
no, I don't.
Do you incorporate those? You
work with the colors, just with the plain colors as they come to me. So,
because I know you use the herbs, though, right?
The herbs is I make my incense mix, right? I mean, I don't do it all the time. It just depends on how much work there is to do with that person. If it's a trauma, if it's then I really do some heavy burning of incense or herbs to combine. Like thyme, for example, is for the throat. So if they have really like a big knob in their throat from whatever, you can burn thyme. But there are many herbs for each. I made a list of them. I don't know them all by myself, to be honest. I can't remember that all. And especially I make my own little recipes.
Oil a lot.
What?
I said I know that Sue drinks the oil a lot. And that's supposed to help with
oregano oil is awesome.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and oregano oil is a great antiviral. That's the other part of the reason that I drink it. I think I heard that oregano oil is good for the heart chakra. Does that sound right, Anya?
Who?
Someone told me that. I forget who told me that.
Which one? Sorry.
Oregano oil is good for the heart chakra.
Yeah, it's good for the heart chakra and also for the solar plexus. Same as with thyme.
Someone made an interesting comment in the chat room that's passed. I think it was Carol Watson, if I recall, about she uses frequencies to clean her chakras. You know, and when I do chakra cleansings, it's more about energy and colors, kind of like you, and energy balls, as I call them. But frequencies is probably somewhat similar to the colors, because colors are a version of frequencies. But I thought that was a really interesting way to phrase it, using frequencies to clear the chakras.
Yeah, but I think you do the same as energies and colors.
Frequencies for everything.
What?
So the ancients use frequencies for everything.
Well, that's true.
Levitation, you can't hear.
Everything is frequencies.
So frequencies are a powerful thing. It has to do with frequencies.
I mean, give me a second and I get my list that I have, the herbs and chakra. 1 second.
Okay.
There you go. So for me personally, when I'm meditating, that's one thing I do every time, and probably a lot of people do, which is run a chakra check and see if I'm feeling any blockages, because you can clean them. You can clean that stuff. A lot of times you can clean that stuff out yourself. And another way to know if your chakras are blocked is if you're if you're feeling sick in that area, like headaches or sore throats or coughs. I mean, heart chakra blockages are manifest in heart disease and heart attacks, and you know, so on and so forth, all the way up and down the chakra system. There's illnesses that can manifest when your chakra is blocked.
Yeah, here for my work, I used, because I write always down what I do and what I mix. So for the heart chakra, I used before lavender, vanilla, sandalwood, chamomile, and rose leaves.
Is a good one.
So
that's a really good one. And those roses, frequency, what is the frequency of roses? I think it's the same, something I read somewhere, frequency of roses are the same as the frequency of love. So
yeah.
More frequency healing right there. What else have you got?
So that's one of them.
What else have you got? What have you got for the throat?
For the throat, chamomile I used, tea tree, lavender, and thyme.
Time. Yeah.
Thyme.
That's interesting. See, that's something I wished I knew more about, was the herbs. I don't know much about what.
Well, I will
Can
have
you actually
my
elaborate on that some?
Yeah, and that's what I want to do on my Tuesday shows, you know, talk about the healing effect and also the soul healing effect of them.
When you're talking herbs, are you talking oils necessarily?
No, herbs. Just plain herbs. For teas, tinctures, or salves, or burning incense, right? That's what I did for years.
Where do you get them?
Well, whatever I can't grow, I order from Germany, from an organic store. Wow. Because I do healing stuff with them, and I don't want to just order nilly-willy somewhere where I don't know what's in it or where they grew them. So I'm very anal with my herbs, right?
Like you are with your body. I think that's a smart thing. I don't channel anything either. I'm with you on that. I don't let anything in but my higher self.
I mean, I have my communication.
Yeah.
But with the source directly. I don't want anything between, because I don't trust anything between. It can be appearing as bright and light. It's like, no, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm
with you on that.
It's too much going on, too much distracting of real light workers, right? And plus, I'm going the path of the witch. It's just what I am. I just
call it.
Path
of the witch?
Yeah, the old path of the witch.
I don't know if she's here or not, Sandra or because Jennifer's, Jennifer, Crypto Truth Seekers, her daughter is she's good with all that stuff, with herbs and tinctures, and you two should connect.
Oh yeah, we should. It's interesting.
You should have a witch show. That's what you should do.
Yes, that would be cool. Yeah, that's why I don't worship anybody. I have my direct hotline, and that's how I call it. And it's not worshiping, and sometimes I get in shit too. Like, you can do that. Stop calling me for help, It's like, get on there. Use your own strength. And that's mostly what I see as we all have to trust our abilities, our inner light itself, and not always looking for guidance from above, because
yeah, you are right on. That was kind of something that, and maybe we can shift gears into it anyway. We were talking about a little bit before the show within becoming enlightened and clearing the chakras and having clear chakras that are functioning and running properly makes such a huge difference, and that is one of the keys to being able to reach whatever enlightenment is. And
that's what I mean. Excuse me, just answering a question for Sandra. No, I don't follow a specific path. I'm not a Wiccan, or I'm not in a coven. It just, call me a hedge, because I work with herbs, I do shamanic work. I work in the shadows as well. And so, yeah, no path, Sandra. I'm my own witch.
That's a smart thing, I think. Like you said, it's your own way, your own knowledge.
It's not wrong. I have a friend, she's in the covenant, she's happy with it, but it's not my thing. I don't need anybody to tell me what to do, because that brings me back where I came from. But that's just my path, right? So I'm not judging anybody. So, and the same with enlightenment. What sometimes worries me, and I hope I'm not giving anybody the wrong idea. I was called satanic the other days, as it is. Yes, it's important to shine your light, and important to get rid of your shadows in form of fears, or what blocks you, or what holds you back. But yet, I find it's important also to hide once in a while in a shadow. And that's actually my message out to light workers. Don't shine your light that everybody can see you to a certain point, because, let me put it this way, undercover agents, they don't go out and say, hey, I'm an agent, what's up?
You have a point, because you will run into people that are not too happy to see the light. When you're shining your light, it shines light on their shadows, and people don't like that. It's true.
Yeah, and the so-called elite, I know, it's government and everything else, what's going on the world as well. And I do know they have their own workers, let me put it this way. And sometimes I'm just scared that if everybody shines a light available for everybody, that they're just going to be picked out at one point. And I'm just, me saying this is too much. So yeah, I just want everybody to be careful, right? And to be safe. So, and I believe it's not wrong to have a shadow with you. It's yours. It belongs to you.
Well, everybody has a shadow. Everybody has a shadow.
There was so much talk to get rid of your shadow, but I don't think you should get rid of your shadow. You should go through your fear, but your shadow belongs to you. It's part of you.
You integrate. You integrate your shadow. That's how you work with your shadow. Like you're saying, the shadow has, for example, anger alone, it has a purpose. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been created. The ego and the anger and everything has a purpose. And you can, if you
especially me as a witch, I work in the shadows. I do once in a while. And that has nothing to do with evil. And that's what some people don't understand.
Right.
Or you satanic. It's like, oh, get a hobby, right? Leave me alone.
That's just old programming. That is old programming. That's, one thing that I love about these channels and all this information that's coming out. And, I watch a lot of channels and I learn something, and I you get what do you call it? You get unindoctrinated in things, and you learn it. I just learn it and then let it go and move on. It's like, okay, wow, that learning this piece frees me from this and frees me from that. And like you're saying, then I could be more comfortable operating in what people would judge as the shadow. That you aren't in the shadow just because you practice these things. That isn't shadow.
No, right? It isn't. But most people don't get it, right? Yeah. And especially me working with magic, it's like sometimes you need to use dark in order to fight the dark. You cannot come with, hey, want a cup full of light and a hug, right? It's not working. It's just.
Here's the thing about it. It's all about word choice. To me, it's all about word choice. Magic, and I was raised Catholic, and what do we do through each and every mass? You go through this whole process. You convert bread into the flesh, and and wine into blood. What is that? What is all that but magic? They use candle magic. They use idol magic. I mean, that's magic. And
Through and through.
Because it's the church. And so that was one thing that I learned early on. I'm careful when I'm talking to people what words I use. Because some people, if they're Christian, you can be talking about the exact same concept. Like people, they go to church and they get prophesied, I think was what one woman told me. Oh, someone had prophesied that she was going to meet her husband. Well, what is that but a psychic reading, right?
Yeah, it is.
Sure.
It's just word choice.
I have one book here. 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm hopping around here.
The reason I was talking about earlier, everybody, you shouldn't be a follower. Walk your own path. Do your own thing.
Right?
I mean, it all comes together in the end. Can you not hear
Yeah,
that?
it does.
That is the path to enlightenment. It's a personal inner journey, and nobody can tell you how to do it. You find your own way. And
so I have a book. It's German, but it's called the Grimoire Armadale. So, and
what? Can you hold it up? Okay, it's German?
There we go.
It's in German.
Oh.
But
Yeah, you're gonna have to decipher that one.
so because I had a discussion almost 2 years ago with Mr. Mormon, who tried to convert me, like that we can only date if I stop being a witch. Right. So, and I told him, I'm like, so you want to tell me I'm bad because I'm a witch, right? And I have my path, which you know nothing about except what they teach you in your Sunday school. So I told him the book, it also talks about Abraham, the snake, and so, and there are like seagulls in, you know, and I just got that once out of, and not that I use it, I was just interested in what kind of magic goes on, and especially with the church. So, and this is old ancient magic that was used in the church. So, and I like to show that when priests tell me I'm a witch, it's like, right, buddy, let me tell you something.
Are you talking Catholic Church?
Yes.
Yeah.
I grew up Catholic too. And I always got kicked out.
We're the kings and queens of judgment, the Catholics.
Yeah, so.
Just the found.
So yeah, and you're right. Like every path, you know, your enlightenment, everybody receives is different. I just want everybody to be careful who to believe, what, you know, to trust your instinct. If you feel something is off, then it is off, like literally off.
Got to keep your third eye chakra open. Use your intuition. It's true. And
so,
and not and, you know, the other thing is that for every, you know, we don't want to be judged. We can't judge either. I mean, if the church, which I'm pretty bad about, because I've met people that are Catholics that are very, you know, very spiritual and very connected, and you know, so there is a path there for people. I believe it's not my path, and I have to step out of judgment of that as much as they need to step out of judgment of me, because I live in Dallas, Texas, and it's the way I think and believe.
People believing and praying, it's not the people. I just have a problem with the institution standing above.
Well, yeah, that's for another story, but
not the people praying in something and believing in something, because that's their path. They chose that path.
Yeah.
Same as someone chooses Buddha or Manitou or whoever is out, right? And I think as long as it doesn't hurt anyone, it's right.
Yeah.
It's your path to awaken, whatever you choose.
I agree. I like Buddha is one of my more favorite ones, because theirs is a path, and I think for me, it's the key is just detachment from, because the definition of enlightenment is like freedom from desire and suffering. I mean, you can't, without desire, you can't have suffering. So but that's, enlightenment would put you pretty much in a space of complete neutrality. You have no, you're having, really the emotional experience wouldn't be there. I find the concept interesting, but it's not very practical. Like what we're talking about is the practical, down to earth, just finding a path to inner peace, as Kung Fu Panda would say.
Yes, it's true. And I think then the rest comes by itself, right? Once you found your inner peace.
Yeah, absolutely. You're 100% right. Once you found the inner peace, and the self-love, like you were talking about earlier, is another huge key. In fact, it's probably the first piece really on that path. You have to find a way to not judge yourself and love yourself first before you're ever going to be able to really make much progress, I think. What do you think about that?
You're cutting
your
off.
leg.
You have
Brian,
to
are you
accept
awake?
that there's no escape from yourself. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm just listening to y'all. But like I said, you have to realize that there's a true identity. Like you said, you got to release all those attachments, and you got to be looking. That's the way I feel. If you're wanting to, come to true enlightenment. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you very well. I don't know if it's just me. Anya, can you hear him?
It's cut off a little.
Yeah, you cut the last. What did you say of your last few sentences? I think you cut out.
Well, I was talking about you just have to find your own true identity. You have to find yourself. If you're wanting true enlightenment, you have to release all those attachments.
Yeah, you're
Can you
right.
hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Much better. Much better.
Because I'm about to throw my computer.
True. Find your true self. And that is so true, Brian, because even I didn't know myself. You always play the part in your life, beginning with how your parents raise you. So they tell you how you have to be, how you have to behave, what you like, what you're not like. And that goes on and continues, and you drag it with you. And then you get a partner who tells you what the hell you have to do and what you have to like. I mean, it sounds silly, but I've been there, done that. So that's why I know what I'm talking about.
I think a lot of us have. I mean, you have to be a wrecking ball. I had to be pretty much a wrecking ball. I had to break pretty much all the rules to get, to break exactly what you're talking about. The society and the conditioning and the indoctrination. I've broken a lot of rules.
Trust in yourself.
Yes.
I think you have to trust in yourself too. Most people do not.
True, Brian. Yeah.
With the other thing about it is it's very isolating. I think this is frequently a topic of conversation in this community. We all are all over the world, and we're isolated in where we live because we have kind of stepped out of the of society, right?
Yeah, and I say in society, here we go, which combines as well. I mean, we have whoever is behind it telling us which program to watch, what to believe in politics, what to believe in religion, what to eat, and what medication to take. It's so much mind control and manipulation that if you're really not ready, you go under. You're not being yourself anymore. You're just a robot.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Just a minion.
Yeah.
From the time you were born.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And if you don't break out of it, and once you break out of it, then you have everything else. But yay, I made it. You have more this what the hell effect, right? And then it's like, can I go back, please? I can't handle it.
You got that right. What the hell?
It's like I'm a Matrix. Can I have a steak again, please? Like,
how did I get here?
Something I'm working on right now is I've still got to control my diet and still trying to cut out a couple of soft drinks, things like that I shouldn't be doing. But I'm a work in progress, like I said. I mean, and as long as you keep working on yourself, you're good.
No one is perfect.
Yeah.
Right. Anya, you said it right. We all are a work in progress. And we could do, if we wanted to get to enlightenment, we could do what the monks do and go sit and meditate for 24 hours a day. But I mean, that's not practical. So we just
Who's got time?
No, they won't do it. And I mean, the most thing that I gave up is try to convince people, right? I mean, I'm an activist and I was very active activist. So, but I gave this up because it's just nerve-wracking, because it didn't get me anywhere other than trouble. And yeah, it just sounds maybe harsh. I'm just trying to help the people that are willing to be helped, because it's just taking away of my energy if people bitch at me 24/7 that I'm a woman, I don't know what the F I'm talking about, and so on and so on. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm done with that.
It's stepping out of drama. That's what you've got to do to find a path of peace. You have got to detach from drama, just like you're talking about. I mean, yeah, you don't need that.
And everybody has to work at their own pace. You can't just be trying to go side by side.
Yeah.
Everybody is at their own time. You can't expect to be exactly like somebody else.
True. So, yeah, it all has to go without judgment, right? And I'm still learning, and I'm impatient. I'm impatient with myself. So, and certainly sometimes with others. Not in a mean way, right? It's just then I want them so much to understand that I don't know that I'm actually getting totally on their nerves. But I mean that in a nice way, not like, like that. And I also have to still control my anger. I mean, I'm not all about love and light. I can explode like literally a cannonball. If people that I love get hurt or insulted, I can
We all do. Mine is driving, because I drive a lot for my job, and I'm on the roads all the time, and it's a great practice for me at being spiritual and detached, and I suck at it. Driving is hard.
You see, driving doesn't bother me anymore. I used to curse like a construction worker in the car. In 5 minutes, I don't know how many bombs I threw. But I'm done with that. So I'm more upset if people get insulted. I'm from one in 2 seconds up to 100.
Yeah, I hear you on that. It is frustrating when you're trying to communicate something, or you're speaking your truth, and people just don't hear you or laugh at you even, or that one gets me. People laughing at what I believe in. My beliefs are grounded in scientific type things. So
yeah, that was the same with a guy I don't even know if he was a Mormon. I'm sure he was. There was just someone I started dating 2 years ago. Nothing happened, just going out a few times. And until he asked me what my pentagram is, right? He was like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Well, you know what that is." I'm like, "Don't give me that talk." And he was like, "Yeah, but Jesus said." I'm like, "Here we go. Yay," right? I'm like, "What did Jesus say about my pentagram exactly?" And showed me the part in the Bible where he talks about my pentagram. I'm like, "Then we're good." And I was just annoyed from the first 2 words, right? And of course, but Jesus said only the ones who believing in him will go to heaven. And I'm like, okay, so I'm going to hell. Yeah, probably. I'm like, well, that's where the party goes, right? And it was just like he kept nagging. And I said, did I ever mention it with any word that your Jesus sucks, or that Abraham sucks, or that I find they stink? He was like, no. I'm like, why are you doing that with my path? I'm like, why? Because he kept bashing my belief, right? Later on with words.
Yeah. It's funny. The Pope came out today. Did you see Wayne did a show on it. The Pope came out and said, there was some article that said that there is no hell. People that don't repent, their soul just disappears apparently. So you're not going to hell.
Yeah, I haven't. I've just read it on the chat, but I was at work, so I can't really be in the chat all day or at all.
But he just put out a show. I don't know. Did you see it, Brian?
No, actually, I didn't get to see that one.
It's just he just pointed out this article that the Pope had
Yes,
made some
crypto.
radical statements.
Totally agree.
What, that souls will disappear if they don't repent?
Crypto, they try to put a spell on us. I said, I totally agree.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is constantly putting a spell on us. That's what they're doing. I mean, like you said, the institutions of the religion, honestly.
Yeah, that's I know it's a fact. I know, and that's why I said like light workers to be careful and really also hide in the shadow as much as possible, and not just like I'm Agent 007 here, 007. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. I don't want to say too much because
Absolutely.
I'll wake up with a bullet in my head tomorrow morning. And so yeah, I just know they have, I mean, especially Vatican, I don't know what kind of books and knowledge they have in their little enclave down there.
Or what they've destroyed. That's what gets me. It just says the more we go on with all this stuff, the more you find out this civilization, like Rex Bear put something out the other day about a civilization that predated the Sumerian civilization, and it appears that the Sumerians took a lot of information from that civilization and then made it their own. You know, we have absolutely no idea. You know, that just kind of, to me, that just kind of throws the doors wide open for, you know, just say it's a party. Let's just be what we feel intuitively is best for us. Let's just find our own path, because nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Exactly what we're supposed to be doing. You're 100% correct. Like I said, religion is there is to structure us, to put us in a corner we behave.
Right.
Absolutely.
And what really is behaving.
It's not really working out so well for him either, is it?
No, not at the moment.
Douglas.
What'd you say?
Douglas, he wrote, I would think you were being nice to me if you called me a pagan or heathen.
Douglas was funny. He made a comment in the chat room earlier about chakras, my chakras, and it was so funny because he was so on point, because he had no idea we were doing this show on chakras tonight. So it was pretty.
That's amazing.
Was it Douglas Clark?
All the connections.
Was it Douglas Clark you were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's funny. He was on point this afternoon. Good job, Douglas.
They're all very awesome.
All right, well,
I'm
all out of information, and I could, like you said,
don't have anything y'all want to add before we?
Uh-oh. I was gonna say we could
I'm starting to get bad gremlins over here.
The gravel. It's my fault because I said Vatican.
Yeah. Right.
I'm getting a job.
No, I think that's just my luck.
Sorry.
That's what I'm saying. That's why we need to wrap it up, I think.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Because I could go on about enlightenment and self-awareness and non-judgment and inner peace for hours.
I'll
do that on a later show, because luckily Wayne Steiger, he's going to be hooking me up with Zoom. So the next stream will be much better. I'm sorry about this crappy stream that I had tonight. Trust me, my blood pressure is through the roof.
Oh, so. Better than the last one. Better than the last one.
It's better than the last one, but I'm a perfectionist, and it's so. Anyway,
well,
on
thank
that note, would y'all like to say
everybody
anything before in this?
We had a lot of people.
Yes, it looks like it was a good chat room. I couldn't really watch the chat too much. So thanks everybody for coming out. There's such a great group of people in this little circle of community is so awesome.
Yeah, this is just amazing. Like so many nice people, and you feel so connected with them. And
Yep.
like,
Not
you
so
don't know
alone.
them
Not so
forever,
alone
right?
anymore.
All over the planet for a reason too,
Yes,
helping others get through this.
Truth. All
we're
right.
going
Well,
right.
And I think that's why we all came together.
thanks for
So anyway,
having us on, Brian. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you
thank
very
you for
much,
putting
Brian.
your
That was
input
fun.
we'll try it again, like I said, after I get this again, and it'll be much better. Everybody in the chat room and that's watching, for putting up with this. I love you all more than I can ever say. And so, love and light. I know some people don't like it. Get over it. So, anyway, y'all have one sign out. Would you ladies like to say goodbye?
All right. No, just thanks everybody for coming out, watching, and contributing. You, like I said, such an awesome community. I really, really appreciate people and made some really great connections.
Yeah, me too. It was just
Indeed.
so many awesome people.
All right.
Wonderful night. Stay on. I'm going to cut the feed. And y'all have a blessed night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, bye.